In Central Africa, authorities in Democratic Republic of Congo have disclosed that 6 people were killed over the weekend when a diamond mine collapsed in the Diboko region of the central Kasai province. The vice governor of the province, Gaston Nkole, said that the people killed in the disaster were unauthorized miners who entered a prohibited mining region. The vice governor stated that despite the authorities' safety-related mining prohibition, unauthorized miners have been visiting the site at night to look for diamonds. He added that the cause of the collapse is being looked into. Mining accidents are frequent in DR Congo, where tens of thousands of hazardous miners look for diamonds, gold, and other precious minerals. Now, Dr. Olasehinde Dapo, COMEG registered geoscientist, joins us to look at this development. Thank you for your time, Doctor.
Yeah, thank you so much. Good afternoon.
Right. Good afternoon. So let's get straight to it. We have seen a lot of mine collapse in Democratic Republic of Congo. What do you think is responsible for many of these collapses?
All right, thank you very much. The collapse in the mining sector or in the mines actually varies, and we have a lot of reasons that could actually lead to it. But one of the major reasons is people doing things not the proper way. We have what is called a mine design, which is as a result, you look at the formation of the rock type that you're mining, and that determines the style. It's just the same way you have it in a building. When you have a building collapse, when the rules and regulations are not being followed. Now, there are some causes that could actually lead to a mine design. In a situation where the face, there's something we call the hanging wall of the mine. By the time you start mining and you discover that the hanging wall has gone really deep inside and it's greatly reduced, you need to start looking out for possibility of a mine collapse, and that should be a red flag for you. Also, when the overburden material, there's, you're mining and you're heaping up the materials, you're dumping on another side, and the side you're dumping the material, there's a cavity under it also. Now, the overlying pressure is now getting higher. With the overlying pressure getting higher, we have this thing we call the prop, which is actually used to support the wall inside the cavity. That's inside the area where you're doing the underground mining. With the increase in the overlying pressure, the prop can actually give way. And when it gives way, it can actually cause a collapse. Also, while in the mine, especially in the underground mine, blasting is still going on. But this time around, you can't really do the normal blasting. You do what is called the control blasting. You might even want to use something like an ammonia base that is not so destructive. So that, because by the time you use non-control blasting, you have the seismicity and you have all those cracks, which increases the fracture. Now, when the fractures are increased, you can actually have fluid, water passing through it, and it keeps eroding those little parts that is still holding the walls together, as in where you have the joint, and that can actually lead to collapse also.
All right, sorry, I might just need to come in here. I mean, you still along the line of thoughts as regards the things that can allow actually a mine to actually collapse. Well, let's go into specifics right now. What are those physical signs, say, workers should be wary of, especially when they have been working at a particular site for long, that this mine is no longer safe?
Just like I said the first time, when you're mining and you discover that the face of the hanging wall has been greatly reduced, then in fact at that point you don't need to wait for anything. The mine is normally closed at that stage. 2, at the first signal, when you see the first effect of the seismicity, it doesn't just happen overnight. When you feel the first impact like a vibration, then you should know that there are cracks. And once there are cracks, just like I said, fluid can come in and it can actually bring it down. So you will definitely see those signs before the whole thing comes down, and it should be a red flag for you to pull out from the site.
All right, now the world is talking about, of course, environmental consciousness. We are beginning to see even Africa being involved in issues of climate change. Now, what kind of environment should one not build a mine? And is there a limit to the amount of persons that can work at a site per time?
All right. Apart from the pollution, and not only in terms of water, maybe air pollution and what have you, there's actually no formation where you cannot mine, because we have mining done in the sedimentary formation, we have mining done in the basement, complex area, and there's actually nowhere. Just that for each formation where you want to mine, there are specifics that needs to be followed for you to mine there. Now, you definitely cannot mine close to residential, especially when you're using explosive. You understand? So for mining sites that are going to interfere with domestic life, then I think a mining site there, except, but these days, you discover that when you set up a mine, it's not like the mine goes to the people. It's as if the people goes to the mine now. Because everybody starts living around the mine, and before you know what's happening, a community set up where you have the mine sites. And it's difficult in that place to differentiate between the residential and the mine sites.
All right, thank you so much for your time, Dr. Olasehinde Dapo.
Thank you so much.